Discipline is not what you teach your child. It is what your child keeps practicing when you are tired. In just a moment, you will see why small, daily reactions shape effort, avoidance, and persistence. A child screams because it's time to stop playing. The noise is getting louder. You can feel your patience dropping. Your hand naturally reaches for your phone. It is already unlocked before you even think. You know this is not ideal, but right now, silence feels more urgent than consistency. In that small moment, effort is no longer being taught. Relief is being trained instead. What looks like normal parenting reactions is actually building long-term behavior patterns. It happens not through instruction, but through repetition your child never forgets. There is a hidden system behind this, and it is already running in your home every day. When a child screams because it's time to stop playing, your natural reflex is to hand over the phone just to buy some peace. In that exact moment, only one thought flashes through your mind. I just need this to stop right now. But did you know that this reaction doesn't actually end the bad behavior? It's actually training it? You think you're solving a problem, but what you're really doing is reinforcing an escape route for your child. A child's developing brain quickly links emotional frustration with an instant way out. Once repeated, this avoidance mechanism turns into a subconscious safety response. Are we accidentally stripping away our children's chance to learn how to face things on their own? As a result, the child develops a very low frustration tolerance, becoming increasingly dependent on external regulation to calm down. What feels like quick relief for you today turns into an unbreakable habit for them tomorrow. But this loop is only the surface layer of the problem. Have you ever wondered how many times you have to repeat yourself before it actually sinks in? In a moment of sheer frustration, your only thought is, I've said this so many times already. But the harsh truth is, more words do not create more discipline. They often reduce it.
When you constantly urge a child to finish their homework, but eventually give up or do it yourself, their developing brain registers a hidden lesson. It completely prioritizes observed consequences over verbal commands. Repetition without any real follow-through quickly turns your voice into background noise. Are we accidentally training our children to tune us out and depend entirely on endless reminders? What is reinforced without consistent action gets ignored. And when instructions lose power, structure becomes the real teacher. Watching your child struggle to pack their school bag naturally prompts you to step in just to avoid being late. In that moment, your exact line of thinking is, it's faster if I just do it myself. This gesture feels completely harmless, but it is only harmless until it completely replaces active learning. Every time you step in, effort suddenly disappears from their system. A child's developing brain immediately internalizes a pattern where difficulty triggers an external takeover. They learn that personal energy is not required to reach completion. As a result, the child develops low independence. Consequently, their resilience to initiate new tasks becomes incredibly weak. What you rescue them from today turns into what they actively avoid tomorrow. But even this is not the deepest layer of the problem. When you see your child quit a drawing or homework the moment it gets a little difficult, you choose to accept it just to avoid an unnecessary conflict. Facing that surrender, your only thought is, maybe they're just not that type of kid. But you need to wake up to a harsh reality. This is not personality at all. It is simply the result of repetition. A child's identity is not discovered. It is trained day by day. Their developing brain encodes a dangerous cognitive system. I am someone who stops when it gets hard. This shaping mechanism is not based on words of encouragement, but is solidly built from repeated exits. Over time, the child's tolerance threshold for challenges is lowered to a minimum. They will always carry an invisible fear of any pressure that escalates over time. What repeats becomes identity faster than what is said. And now, this entire flawed system is becoming visible in everyday parenting.
When you constantly alternate between angry shouting and just letting things go, household rules change based entirely on your own level of fatigue. Facing this fluctuation, the only question that haunts you is, why does it work sometimes, but not always? The reality is, erratic parenting only teaches a child about unpredictability. It completely fails to create discipline. This misaligned reinforcement prevents a developing brain from building a stable behavioral map. Your child cannot predict how the connection between their response and the actual consequence will play out. This unpredictable environment accidentally creates a form of adaptive disobedience in children. As a result, the child complies out of temporary fear, or they simply practice selective listening. Chaos never creates structure, even when it comes from the best intentions. And this leads to the final, irreversible learning moment. Discipline is not built in moments of instruction. It is built in the moments where you choose reaction over consistency. What your child learns is never the intention behind your action. It is the pattern your action repeats. Some parents correct behavior in the moment. Other parents shape behavior through what they repeat when no one is thinking. Your child does not inherit your words. They inherit your default response under pressure. Notice one moment today where you chose speed over consistency. Not to judge it, just to see it clearly. If this perspective helps you see parenting differently, you can stay for more grounded insights like this. Small reactions repeat longer than big intentions.